So here's the noise. Let's listen, and then I'm going to tell you what it is exactly. Hopefully the camera picks that up. It's like a little bird chirping inside my vent right here. And this is, of course, the E65, E66 BMW. My vents are right there. It sounds like a bird's chirping right in there. Very annoying. And I'm going to show you how to fix that. A lot of speculation on certain people thinking it's one thing and others are thinking it's the other. First initial reaction is it's a fan bearing, squeaky fan. Let's just spray some WD-40 in there. Let's just see what happens, but I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that and diagnose the problem. And that will be next. And also with the problem, see, I just turned off the air conditioning and the sound stops. I turn it back on and it's gone, but it will start up again in a little bit. Sometimes when I come to a stop, go over bumps, it'll fire back up. And so it might be a bearing inside the fan, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. You turn the fan all the way up, the knobs, it goes away. I turned off the snowflake symbol, and it still happens. Sometimes it goes a little bit less. People think it's the compressor, but again, we're going to diagnose it, and we're going to get into it. But I'm just letting you know a couple things I've tried in the past where I turn up the fan full blast and it stops. Normally it starts squeaking pretty bad when it's on the first notch of the air conditioning. Alright, so we are on the passenger side of the car, and we have to get to the fan blower, the fan motor fan. That's where our squeak is coming from. And what we're going to do here is, again, this is the passenger floor here. Okay, for this piece right here, your glove box is right above you. Go underneath here by this little light. You're going to see a little speaker here. You want to take out this bolt right here. 1. Number 2. You want to come over here to number 3. Number 4. And then all the way over here up top. Number 5. Right there. Okay? Don't worry about the other ones right above them. Just concentrate on those 5 bolts I just pointed to, and that drops it down, and then you begin your process. And now we're going to pull this little section down here, and that should just slide right out. Comes down right there, and again, this is just the bottom section of the thing. There's our speaker there. We're going to disconnect. Alright, here, this is how we disconnect the speaker. We carefully unplug that. Make sure you don't damage it. Just grab it by your fingertips, very, very carefully with needle nose pliers. Pop that out. If you want to get rid of that light, or if that helps you, that's how you disconnect. Pull that black one out of that piece right there. This little black thing right there. Pull that out to disconnect the light. Alright, so I got my speaker wire hanging right there. Disconnected from there. I'm going to leave the light in. And just kind of overall looking at this piece, you can pull this piece completely out if you want. I'm going to leave it in because I like that light. Now, the next piece is right up here, and we have our fan and resistor behind this wall and this wall here. So let's get into this real quick. Alright, we need to pull that screw out, which I've already unloosened. We're going to pull that screw out, just one screw there. And then the easiest thing to do is grab it up here. Okay, you're going to pull it out gently, and then what you want to do is you want to jimmy it down a little bit. And just be careful with it. You pretty much just want to get access to that plug right there where my thumb is. Alright, now we need to disconnect this wire here. And I already did. So what I did is I right on the edge right here, both sides, there's little prongs. You're going to push them in with your fingers and pull it down. Okay, make sure those prongs are engaged. Pull it straight down. That's going to loosen this guy here. We're going to get that out of the way. Okay, a couple tricks of the trade. This thing's going to get in the way. You can either drop it down, or what I did is that you just carefully unhinge it, and there's a couple little hooks right here. and back here, and just carefully unhinge it. And then what I did here is I just set it right there. So it just unhooks. Just be gentle with it. It unhooks, you know, little simple hinges there. And then there's a little pad for sound. I just went ahead and pulled that down. Just make sure you know the proper place to put it back when you put everything back in order here. And then there's going to be, right here, there's going to be another plug that's on the back of this right here. That's your 12-volt thing. There's a little plug, so you want to loosen that up as well. Real simple. Just get those plugs dangling freely, and then you're going to work on all the screws here. I'm going to tell you how many screws there are, and we're going to drop this black piece down right here. Okay, for some reason, if you do not have a T15, a number 3 Allen wrench, if you jam it in there, will work to loosen and tighten the screws. Just make sure that you don't strip them. Use a number 3. It's actually a good extension for some of these ones, because some of these ones are a little tricky if you don't have the right T-tool with the proper extension. Alright, let's go ahead and bring it on down. And just remember that that little slot right there is where that connector goes, that little white prong right there. So you're going to have to reconnect that back and the 12-volt thing. So this is the part that goes up into the car like that, where we just brought it down from. So let's flip it over. This is going to face you. It's going to face the passenger. And so let's see how many screws we have. We have 1 top left, top right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one was a pain in the butt right here. That's where your number 3 Allen wrench is going to come into play. Some of these slots are very deep. Okay, see how deep that is right there? Some of those T-torque screws can't really get up there that well, so that's where the Allen wrench comes into play. You got the right tools, this is a very easy job, but you can spend up to a half an hour trying to get these dumb screws out if you don't know how to do it right. My advice on this one and this one, use the Allen wrench, or really jam it in there really good, like on a thin screwdriver, T-torque T15 thing. And then this one right here, that's kind of a pain in the butt because that's shoved all the way in the corner there. See when you pull down that little black covering with all those screws I just pointed out. That is your fan resistor right there. There's zoom there. So right here, there are little black tabs. You want to release those tabs back. That frees the resistor plastic so you can drop it down. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring it on down. Play with the black tabs and drop it on down. Let's get after it. Alright, the unit is out of the car here. Just make sure that those little tabs, those little plastic tabs right here, there's a little hook. You pull that to the side and then the whole thing drops down. So again, resistor, fan, and motor. And so what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to oil some of these. I'm going to lubricate some of these parts here for the Squeak. But if you're watching this video for replacement, then what you want to do is you want to pull this whole thing apart. You can test it, see which part is busted, and pop it back in. So I'm going to probably oil this here, not obviously inside because that's electric, but right there I'm going to oil right in there where that little silver part is, you see. Sorry, let me point to it right there. I'm going to oil right here, this little bearing here. I might spray it with some duster first. I might use this kind of little oil or some WD-40. I've heard works really great. And so that is it right there. So now what you want to do is you want to oil it up, and exactly how you took it back down, pop it back up, put all your bolts back into place. Inside right there, see if I can get a little closer. Inside right there is a fan bearing right there. So let me point to it. Right there is a fan bearing. Definitely WD-40 or oil that up right there. I'd use probably some oil that I got right here from Walmart, Home Depot, or whatever, and oil that up right there. And then this as well. I did use this little computer electronics duster, and a bunch of crap came out. So I even sprayed it because it's computer. It's good for a computer, so I sprayed in there. Just got some dirt and some grit out. Give it a little jam. Here, I'll show you a little example. Let's see. Can't really see. It's probably just some random dust, but anyway, just clear it out and oil that guy up right there, and that's going to take care of your sound right there. The screws that connect the resistor, this one right there, and this one right there, those are T20s. Those two gold ones, those are T20s that connect the resistor to the fan, and then just disconnect this right there, this plug, that pulls off your resistor. Here's the 12-volt thing hooked back up after installation. There's your padding back into place. And now we're just going to put this piece, we're going to rig it back up on there, snap it into play, and then bolt in our one screw right there. We already have our box back up top, that hooked back in, and we're good to go. Tools used for this job: we have a regular screwdriver, Phillips head. We have a socket. We have a T20. I think I, in the video, say T15 for those small gold bolts. It's actually a T20. My apologies. Number 3 Allen wrench for some of those deep ones. And then for some of those gold ones you'll see later in the video, I have a nice little kind of a socket wrench extender, so I can shove it up there in some of those tight reach hole areas to loosen the screws. So that's pretty much it.